Now everybody can hear you. Hello. Welcome to the stream.
Good evening.
So, we don't have everyone here. As much as I would like to have everyone here, obviously. You know, it happens. Oh, thank you. I appreciate, the fellow. Although my sound alerts, the alert box has decided not to show up. So we're going to try and refresh that. Okay, cool. Anyway, thank you. Appreciate it. There we go. We're good. So, I have 4 of 6 characters here, which I'm very proud of that fact. So I will take that over nothing. Did you guys want to introduce yourselves as both yourself and your character, or? Hello?
Whatever you want us to do, I suppose.
I was to say, did I lose connection already? That was quick.
Came prepared for nothing. I'm just here.
I'll be honest with you, if it's easier if we want to do this in character to finish and then...
That's fine with me. Okay, so, I wrote a murder mystery! Surprise! Not really. I have been very busy lately with a lot of things, most of which involved a Discord that I moderate for Brandon McGinnis. So I wrote a murder mystery. And these are 4 of my characters. You have Alexander, you have Kala, you have Melina, and Martialis. But the 2 that aren't here currently are Gunnar and Rainbow. I think I want to see if anybody, I know 2 of you know who it is. The other 2 who don't know, Kala and Martialis.
Kala and I have discussed things.
Do tell what you have found.
I updated Kala because we had been talking about it before. So I asked if they wanted to know.
Fair
So 3
enough.
of us know.
So Martialis is the only one who doesn't know.
Of course.
Why don't we talk about what we found? So, at 8:10 in the morning, Kala sent Gunnar to go get Vivi for breakfast. Gunnar opens the door and finds Vivi dead.
With a mighty scream, might add.
What did you guys do from there?
It was a lot of confusion, I have to tell you. I mean, first of all, you've got a dead dorm mate, which is a little bit terrifying, but then we had to try to figure out, what's happening, and it was very difficult to piece together what was going on. We all had different things happen, and tried to figure out, who heard this at what time, and what was going on, and I don't know. For me anyway, maybe I'm just biased, but I very quickly began. My immediate first suspects as we were putting things together were Gunnar and Rainbow, the 2 that aren't here.
Of course, it's the 2 aren't here who can't defend themselves.
Exactly.
Well, we didn't get to know them as much before the murder.
Indeed, and I think that may have been part of it for me. I just couldn't fathom any of these. The 4 of us, I just know them too well at this point. I was like, I can't believe it was any of them.
Fair. That's fair.
I began to realize that I don't think it could be him because I'm not sure he could put that together.
To clarify, Gunnar is very forgetful of a lot of things. And I mean a lot of things.
And again, the first to die in the apocalypse and probably in the dumbest way.
I mean, I can't argue with that because it's more than likely accurate. So, did you guys find anything, interesting or,
Well,
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the reality of it. I still think it could have been a Halloween prank.
So you think Vivi's been laying there for over a week?
Nobody survives not breathing for a week.
Yeah, Martialis, that's worthy of Gunner right there. Come on. Shit, I've been telling you that since the first day.
I don't think the gunner has the brains to pull off such a prank. So elaborately.
But you,
Is
so
it contagious?
it's sounding like it might be, and I swear I didn't put that in there. So I mean,
don't tell me we're all gonna end up with it.
No, I don't think so. But you know.
Oh, and Rainbow says she'll be here as soon as she settles.
That's fair. I believe Rainbow was out with friends today.
Well, as far as the interesting things go, Melina found an interesting box in Kala's room, but I do not believe that has to do with the murder.
There was a lot of colors and weird shapes, and I think one of them vibrated. I don't know what it is, but Kala explained it to me.
Lena is not ready for that box, and it's not relevant to the murder.
No, you're correct. That it is not relevant to the murder.
Another box in my room that might have been, but nobody ever asked me about it.
There's quite a few things, and we'll get to that later, of what people have not asked about, that I kind of wish they did. So in the end, 3 people currently know. Martialis, would you like to take a stab at it?
I brim
Bring up
shot.
stabbing in the middle of the murder.
Oh, excuse me. Would you like to take a hack at it?
Better.
I try.
I still think most likely that a Rainbow is a more suspect than everybody else.
And why is that?
Also, I'm a little bit a suspect of Kala, but yeah,
You're always suspect of Kala, no matter what Kala has or has not done.
I mean, the Rainbow's room is, you know, besides mine, is the closest to Vivi's room, so it's easy for her to go to Vivi's room and back again.
You think it's
without being noticed.
Okay, Alexander, would you like to explain why that's not the that doesn't matter? Why it doesn't matter whose room is closest?
Sure. Underneath the dorms is a tunnel system, which is how the headmistress appears in all of our rooms at various times.
I do so.
So anyone would be able to get to Rainbow's room without being seen if they use the tunnel system, which it looks like they did.
You mean River Kuma doesn't use magic?
No, sadly, sweetheart, I don't.
No, dear.
There's a tunnel?
There's tunnels. Underneath everyone's decorative rug that I have put into your room that is shaped like a pentagram in all different colors. Underneath is a trap door that leads to a tunnel system underneath the dorms.
That would explain the creepy rug.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole time I wasn't.
Excuse me, I put a lot of effort into those rugs.
And Rainbow has on her shelf a map of the dorm.
But here's the thing, Martialis also technically has a blueprint of the dorm, as well as Alexander.
True, but I found the whole thing with the choir picture and all of that very suspicious.
Well, you've
Scrap.
never had someone you hated so much that you scratched them out of pictures?
No.
I've never had someone that I hated so much that I scrapped out of pictures that I did not remember even their name.
Well, you knew
I
that.
just refuse not to have the pictures of the people that I hate.
You knew that had to be a lie. You knew that she remembered who it was. She just didn't want to talk about it. And that's
Which
when
is kind of suspicious.
Just because somebody doesn't want to talk about it, that doesn't mean that they committed murder, though.
So the fact that Rainbow knows how to throw axes.
But so does Melina!
And Vivi had in her room something that looked like a Grammy Award. Something that I'm sure Rainbow would have been very sensitive to, given her obsession with singing.
I don't see Melina throwing axes at the people.
Indeed,
I mean, you're not wrong.
was practiced with throwing axes.
All I'm saying is technically what you have is circumstantial.
Everything we have is
But,
circumstantial.
yeah, that's the
Oh,
problem.
God.
That is the entire point of this.
There's no real way to rule people out, not even timeline-wise, because the murder seems to have happened when no one was with each other.
Which makes it the perfect opportunity for anyone.
Absolutely.
So how do you solve a murder when you can't even rule people out?
Circumstantial evidence, correct. I have to have, like, let you all know. No, I don't think you understand how proud I am of you guys. Like, genuinely, you guys put so much effort into this. And into solving it. And I'm like, these are my students. I'm so
we would
proud.
also like to not be murdered next.
You know, that is also fair.
Motivated here.
So are we going to tell me who it was?
I will. I'm waiting for Rainbow to show up because Rainbow said that they were coming, so that way Rainbow can also find out. Does that make sense? Rainbow said she was coming, so I was like, okay, I can wait a little bit. Most of this is
Jeopardy
stalling.
too?
I know she got settled at home, but I don't know how far from home she is.
I don't either. The answer is we start playing Jeopardy. Just Jeopardy.
Commoners.
We can
Who are you calling a
possibly-
commoner?
Did he just call the headmaster a commoner?
Yes, he did.
Is me in the least.
That sounds like a big mistake.
Considering
Now we're
I
gonna
have to
another
have
murder.
I have to have enough money to put all of this together. Not the murder specifically, but like the whole school and everything.
Not the murder specifically.
It's not. It's not my fault that she murdered someone.
If Martialis goes missing for calling her a commoner, I will not be surprised.
I have hidden rooms everywhere. You still have yet to find the security room, which I'll be honest is not even in the dorm. It's in this. It's in the school. So
Oh, wow.
Of course, the Riverguma would want to keep me for herself.
not in that way. I am not a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
I run a school. That does not make me a pedophile.
I'm
But how
trying-
do we know you're not underage?
We're saying about circumstantial
I'm
evidence.
trying to follow his reasoning of logic, and I don't understand.
I think that he has been hanging out with Gunnar too much.
I think so too.
Are they secret friends?
Are we adding on to the love
Well-
zigzag?
Barty knows about the tunnel system from his own blueprints, apparently, so he could have been visiting Gunnar and the night. Not that Gunnar would remember.
True. Have you been visiting Gunnar in the night, Martialis?
Or maybe I've been using the tunnels to visit Kala in the night. I mean, how else would she have said goodnight to me?
Ooh.
Good night to an awful lot of people, actually. That must have been using the tunnel.
Flirting?
Oh my goodness.
Does this confirm Mala? Does this confirm Mala?
Confirm
What is the flirting?
not confirming or denying anything.
Yeah.
Mala just admitted that they have been with many people, so I do not think you can limit that to just Mala.
What is flirting?
Oh, Marty.
One day we'll teach Martialis love. One day.
Now we're back
No,
to
wait,
the
wait.
headmistress should not be teaching the minor love.
I would teach sex ed, thank you. I would not teach anything farther than sex ed.
You know, we should have that class considering Gunnar, Lena, and...
Exactly! That's exactly what I'm saying.
I have a doctor's note that says I'm allergic.
To what? What are you allergic to?
Sex ed, apparently.
I would like to go on records that I'm allergic to axes, so please do not email me with one.
Oh, so a sword is okay then.
It would be preferred.
Look, you know,
Oh,
it's
well, I happen to have one.
activity. It's any bladed object.
Sharp things?
Sharp things.
Oh. See, I mean, Martialis has a diamond-encrusted pocket knife.
Don't forget my sword.
Yes, and the very decorative sword.
Good golly.
Needless to say, multiple rooms have multiple sharp objects. And then you've got the storage. And then you've got the storage room with a large that's basically Amazon.
Uh-huh. Which apparently has microwaves in it.
No, it has the instructions for the microwave.
So it doesn't have the microwave?
Speaking
The
of
microwave is in the kitchen.
it might have been exploded.
Multiple times.
How?
I was
Or
trying to
shells.
make a popcorn.
He tried
And the
making eggs
microwave
in it.
popped.
He
Instead.
exploded some eggs too, yes.
I feel like I should have seen this coming. It sounds like we need to give Marty a home ec class as well.
Absolutely.
And I opted for that instead of the other one.
No, you have to do
I
both.
think it is an either or option.
You have to do both. Very, very
Can I
much
attend
both.
the school?
No. You cannot.
I will pay you to cancel the other one.
No. That's not how that works. Just saying. But, talk about how this week has been. Trying to, figure it out. Has it been weird, talking with the others and trying to, figure out who it is?
Trying to figure out how the most forgetful one is the one with the conspiracy board.
Because he can take two things and go, they link, even if they don't. That's
and then
how.
forget about it a second later.
Yes.
That's why it's on a board. If it was just in his mind, then there would be no conspiracy.
Exactly.
It would be gone. I do wonder how Callus' height is one of the conspiracies, but
Never did answer that. I'd really like to know what my height has to do with conspiracy theory.
I can take a guess at it, and the fact that you wear different size high heels, maybe? Like different heels every day? I don't know whether you wear the same size
Sure.
heel.
I would like to know how the ship Zag has anything to do with anything.
Because you are
it's
involved.
just a conspiracy board. It doesn't necessarily have to do with anything.
I can tell you
Of
how the
course I'm
I
involved.
can tell you where the how the love zigzag goes, right? It starts with Alexander.
Why? Because there's not anyone I.
It goes to Calla.
What?
From Calla to Martialis. From Martialis to Melina. And from Melina to Gunnar.
See, that does not make much sense. No offense.
It makes
Calla.
no sense whatsoever.
Here's the thing, right? Well, you may not like someone, Alexander. Calla likes multiple people.
But
Of
the
course
way a
she
shipping
does.
would go.
Martialis
point
also
to
likes.
people.
Hmm?
Normally, a shipping graphic would point to people based on who they like. Like how a triangle is the person likes the one person, and the one person likes the other one, and the other one likes the first person.
I'm
Zigzag
just saying the
implies.
shape. I'm just saying how the shape ended up. I never actually drew which direction the arrow goes. The arrows go from Calla to Alexander and Calla to Martialis. From Martialis to Calla and Martialis to Melina. Melina to Martialis and Melina to Gunnar.
Interesting. Does Gunnar not have himself on his board?
The only reason Gunnar has himself on the board is because I told him that Melina likes him, and that's about it.
I can understand why the girls would like me, but I don't understand why you think I would like anybody.
I hope you understand
Like
that I
that.
have a degree in psychology and I know exactly what body language looks like when somebody likes someone, whether you want to admit it to yourself or not.
I like Calla. But I don't think we're not talking about his friends, are we?
No, we're not.
Oh.
That was so cute. Oh. Oh.
This isn't even a murder mystery anymore, it's just a soap opera.
It is! It's been a soap opera from the beginning, and I've been enjoying it very much so.
I still don't understand why you would think I would like the girls as more than friends. I did ask them to teach me how to make friends. I don't remember asking
He will
for
stay
more than that.
oblivious for the rest of his life. He'll be marrying someone and still deny that he loves them.
I will not be marrying anyone.
Hmm.
I've seen what that's like, and no thank you.
But that's only for your family. You have to understand that this is more than just your your parents are not the prime example of love. There are far superior examples of love, and your parents
But
are
they're
the
the only
worst
example I
example.
know.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you can't learn other examples.
This is now just group therapy.
It really is.
I think I'll stick with the just friends for now. Thank you.
You can
Gotcha.
deny that. You can deny having a crush for as long as you'd like. I'm just telling you what I know. That's it. That's all I can do is just tell you what I know and what I observe.
Very true.
This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would.
Indeed, we may want to move on.
We may want
Should
to,
we-
yeah.
Should we ask if she knows?
That's what I'm
anything?
doing. That is what I am doing. Anyway. So, Alexander, I know that you keep your face and nose in a book most of the time, but is there anything else that you've observed in general? Just, dynamics between people?
Not that anyone else hasn't seen.
Is there something, is there anything you would like to say to anyone? Not, I'm not saying this as if I think you have or should say something to someone, but I'm asking if there's anything that, if you ever wanted to say something to them and just held back,
That is very broad. I don't know.
I say this, so for example, a declaration of friendship, or just you got pissed at someone, or someone was did something that annoyed you, or just in general. Someone stole your book, and you didn't get mad at them or anything.
Yeah, does that require us caring too much?
That's fair. Kala, do you have anything you want to say?
Just that hopefully eventually his lordship will figure out that, there's more to the world than just what you've seen thus far. And
More to the world than money.
yes, exactly, more than just what he's seen thus far. And I'm glad, Lena, that I got to know you. And it's going to be very exciting. When we open our restaurant, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Have you guys come up with a name for your restaurant?
Not yet.
No.
Suppose there has been more important matters happening.
Yeah, there has been somewhat more.
True.
I mean, there is a dead body, so I
Yes,
think that's kind of more important.
Fair.
just a tad.
Small level of making sure you're not starting a business with a killer.
Yeah.
Picky. What about you, Melina?
Being the what did we end up calling ourselves? The reasonable contingent? What?
I think
Reasonable.
You were the sensible one.
The sensible ones, that's right.
Say, what about you, Melina?
I'm glad me and Kala are friends.
Yay.
I wish Martialis would stop calling everybody commoners because it's not nice. And I want Alex to talk to us more.
Is there a particular reason why you would like Alex to talk more, or you just want him to talk more?
I just want to know more about him.
Fair enough, fair enough. Martialis, is there something you would like to say?
I have nothing to say, but I do have a question for, well, the three that are here anyway.
Hmm.
When we get out of here, can we continue to be friends?
Of course, you silly thing.
Aww. Friendship.
Such a silly thing.
Alex, are you going to still be friends with Martialis? Are you accepting this, or are you just
I'm fine with it, as long as, since we haven't revealed who the killer is yet, as long as no one, killed someone.
That's fair. That is very fair. We still haven't heard. She's online, too.
But presuming the innocence of the current present members, then sure.
Z, where are you? You're online.
They are settling still.
Hmm.
It is a long settle.
Well, you know what? I would say we'll just do the reveal. How do I want to do this? I've had I've been working on this for 2 months, and I have had that entire time to figure out how I wanted to do the reveal. And of course, I had a plan that's kind of hard now. So I guess I'll just say who did it.
Before you do the reveal, have people submitted forms?
Oh,
Who they think
let-
it is?
let me check.
Because I know at least 3 members had been asking questions.
One person submitted. And... okay, so it doesn't tell me who did it. That doesn't help.
That does seem...
But, okay. So they think Rainbow did it. They think it was because of some rivalry with Vivi. Maybe Rainbow was jealous of Vivi being another talented artist. How did they commit the crime and got away with it? Rainbow went to the storage room around 10:37, grabbed the axe and paper towels, then at 2 a.m., she murdered Vivi with one swift blow with her axe-throwing skills. And there's an exclamation point there.
This is a very good submission.
I asked if there was anything that they would like to say to the characters, and they said, I would like to say thank you to River Kuma for organizing everything. You did such an amazing job with characters, mystery, and creating environment. And to every character involved, thank you for taking time to answer questions and voice chat. I wish I was there for a lot of it, but it was a busy week for me. I really hope you do another one. I love puzzles and murder. Also, there we go. This is Maple Bacon Shake.
Oh.
And they have no constructive criticism or ideas for the next time we do this.
Aw.
Well, I know there were a couple of others, but at least the main person investigating did submit a form.
Yep.
Indeed.
So, well, on the upside, Maple Bacon Shake is going to be receiving a prize. Because they did pretty much solve the murder. It was Rainbow. Rainbow was the one who killed Vivi. It was... oh, there we go. All I had to do was wait a couple more seconds. Hello.
That is just the nature of the universe. As soon as
yeah.
you're done waiting, it happens.
So, hello, Rainbow. Hello.
Oh wait, are we doing character?
Yes, and if
Yeah, and
you
it's
weren't
you.
aware, this is being streamed right now on Sapphires channel.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm assuming we're done with character now, because we just kind of let it go.
I would say, but at this point, Rainbow is the murderer. She
Yeah.
did end up killing Vivi. Do you want to say why, or do you want me to explain?
I'll let you explain. I'm just really tired right now.
Oh, it's all
Sorry.
good. It's okay. So, in the end, it was, it had everything to do with, a grudge from the past, but not towards Vivi. The the scribbled out person she did have a disagreement with, but it was quite literally that person got a solo that she had been that Zia had been working like weeks and months on, and the girl kind of walked in and got it immediately, and Z, got mad about it, right? And over the years, it kind of just like stewed in her self. So when she saw the fake Grammy in Vivi's room, she thought that Vivi was going to, take her solo from her again. And so during the time that she was in her room at about, I'm pulling up the times, wrong one. Welcome to my life of trying to, there we go. So at 7:51, she set up the music in her room to sound like she was practicing, and she checked the tunnels to make sure the list was together what she needed to grab from the storage room. She prepared her room to make it look like she had been busy with something else, and she practiced her plan to make sure they knew where everything was that they needed to grab from the storage room as well. And at 10:38, she went to the storage room and grabbed the axe, some clothes that are nowhere near their style, a music stand and case, rope, a blanket, gloves, bleach, and a cart to carry it all in, and they went back to their room. Now, everything that they grabbed was not involved in the case. A lot of it was just to throw people off if she happened to run into someone. And at 1:30 a.m., their plan begins. They put on the extra clothes and prepared to head to Vivi's with the axe. They used the secret tunnel to go to Vivi's, and at 1:53, they arrived from the tunnel into Vivi's room. At 1:57, Vivi gets the axe to the chest and falls out of bed, causing a loud thump. And at 1:59, Rainbow uses the rope and some red paint to make it look like there was more of a struggle in the room than there was. At 2:19, she leaves Vivi's room, heads down the hall to the dining room, not to the dining room, to the kitchen, to get rid of the clothes and rope, and they put it in the garbage disposal, which is also an incinerator when inspected closer. They headed back to their room to sleep at 2:25 a.m., and at 7:23 a.m., they went to the bathroom with the bleach hidden beneath their clothes for the day to make sure they got the blood and everything off of them, but they never used the bleach as the clothes and gloves did their job in protecting them. And at 7:31, they left the bathroom and left the bleach in there as well and headed back to their room to drop off their pajamas, and at 8 o'clock joined everyone for breakfast.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Oh my goodness.
It was a very fun murder to write. And does Rainbow regret it? No. No, she does not. Because she did what she had to she thought she did what she had to in order to protect her spot in the choir.
Is that other person still alive?
Oh, are you talking about Gunnar? Gunnar is still alive.
No, the original.
Oh yes, the original person is the original person who took the solo is still alive.
For now.
Wow. Well, I tell you, this has been very, very fun. It's. I think very late that we as participants were also, we as actors were also being given the opportunity to solve it, and it was like, oh.
Yeah, I thought I had made that clear, and I apologize for not making that clear before that.
No, that's okay. No, it's just, unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to all be together very many times, because everybody's schedules are so crazy. And so by the time I realized working on this, we didn't have a lot of chance to interact with everybody all at once. And so, you know,
Yeah.
if we do this again, I'm like, we're definitely going to take advantage of those times.
Yeah.
We only had 2 days with all of us, and one of them we mostly played
Jackbox.
It was very fun, but we didn't
Oh, Jackbox
do
was
much
fun.
investigation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, yeah. I would have used that time a lot
I
more.
don't think I even noticed that Gunnar and Rainbow wouldn't be around for some of the nights until it was already like Wednesday or Thursday, and when
Yeah.
I should have looked at the schedule closer before.
Well, I would
Yeah.
say,
Yeah, and I hope the next one I participate into, nothing happens where I'm unable to talk for a day.
Oh, gosh, yeah, really.
I appreciate Rainbow for keeping quiet as long as they did. I'm very impressed with that fact.
Thank you.
Like, genuine, like, I'm so proud of all of you.
And kudos to River Kuma, because this mystery has been very, very well written, even
Thank
though
you.
some of it didn't make sense at all.
I tried so hard.
Some of the timelines had things in it that other timelines didn't, which was hilarious.
Marcialis.
Well, that was kind of the point. I tried to keep each
Like,
timeline
Kyla's-
to itself.
Kyla's saying
second-
goodnight to Marcialis, and yet that's not in my timeline.
Well, because it doesn't say.
Yeah.
I say okay. So the way that I had done the timelines was even if they said I tried to keep it towards like who did what. It doesn't it didn't matter whether they responded or no. Oh, we lost. Who did we lose? We lost Melina to the void.
We lost Melina.
We lost. Welcome
She's-
back from
There
the
you are.
void. Well,
The
welcome.
And we
Only-
thought River Kuma was the magic one, but clearly it's Melina.
The only issue with that was it was harder to like catch people in lies because we didn't actually know. Like Gunnar was saying he was with us watching things until like 10:30, 11, but until seeing his timeline, he actually left around 10, which Alexander would have known because they were watching things together, but I didn't know when Gunnar left, so I couldn't back him up on what he was saying, and I couldn't catch him in a lie.
Which
either.
means I need to be next time. I need to be more specific and flesh out those timelines a little bit better.
Yeah, I understand totally why you wouldn't have. That was a lot of things to keep track of.
Yeah.
But like I walked into that thinking I was alone for the whole time, and then found out I had like 3 or 4 different people with me at any given moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I was just chuckling because I said it was when I had missed I said goodnight to like 4 people, and then we're going through the different time and people are like, yeah, but I went to bed a half an hour before you said goodnight to me, and I'm like, so apparently I was like the goodnight fairy and went just knocking on everybody's door saying.
but to me, but to me, that's something that Calla would do, to just be like, "Hey, good night."
And then Marcialis saw Kala and Lena in the hallway, but Kala and Lena didn't see Marcialis. So then we were like, well, is he lying or?
No. Again,
Well, now that
it
I know,
Or I'm
Sorry.
like, oh look, there's Kala and Melina, and just keep walking like they
And
don't
then
have
we're
to
like-
be rude.
Well, we didn't see you.
We didn't see
Going
it.
off of the Goodnight Fairy thing,
Yes.
like now I just have the image, now that I know about like the rugs and everything, like just Calla popping up out of the floor like River Kuma.
hello.
Lena's like, you learned the magic?
You learned the
I want to
magic.
learn the magic.
Did I want to learn the magic?
Marcialis will be like, what are you doing in my room in the middle of the night?
I was so sad, River Kuma. I was so sad. No one ever asked me about the velvet box.
I was so sad. That is one of the okay. So moving on to things that I really wish people would have brought up, because I like had so many things. I wrote quips for everything, and I don't think anybody understands how much I actually wrote. Because a lot of it I wrote, and it will never see the light of day now.
You should just keep that Anubis statue through every.
I plan to. I do plan to.
Anubis stays forever.
So well, it has to. It's an ode to Kyle Phillips.
Yes.
I would say the description I wrote for the Anubis statue was an ode to Kyle Phillips, who requested that an Anubis statue be added to the dorm to liven things up, whatever that means.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, the
Nothing
thing-
light and things like an Anubis statue.
Yeah, really.
So another one of my favorites was also from the living room. It was the plants in the living room, and I wrote, "Are they real? Are they fake? Only I know if they can kill or not. Then again, real or fake, they can technically kill you if you try hard enough."
Either way.
It's true.
I also liked the video game consoles, which was the only legal way to kill someone in a video game. We here at Riverview love to encourage our students to the best of their abilities, and if that means murder, then who am I to stop them from honing their skills?
But yes, do you mind if
I'm so angry, I'm gonna go kill shit on video games.
Exactly.
do you mind if I
Thank
tell you?
God for Assassin's Creed.
So I'd love for you to explain the necklaces.
Oh yeah. So one of the things that Kala has is this Celtic knot with a heart necklace, but she never wears it. It's just in her room in a box.
Whereas Vivi wore hers.
And Vivi wore the same, but yeah, Vivi had the same necklace, but wore it all the time. Kala never wore hers, and so it was kept in a velvet box in her room. And basically what we had come up with is that Kala, of course, being the daughter of a prostitute, doesn't know who her father is. But her mother gave her this necklace and said that her father left it for her because, he found out that she had gotten pregnant and he gave this necklace to all of his children. So it's possible that Vivi and Kala
Are siblings.
Oh.
If someone had asked me about the Celtic knot necklace,
Kala didn't,
let's say if someone had ever asked me about the Celtic knot necklace, I would have said, "Well, that's such a pretty necklace. I think Vivi's family gave that to her. Supposedly, it's given to each child of the family when they are born. I think I've seen it before with one of the others in the dorm, though. Try asking them about it." So
yeah, all of those times when you were asking me, Lena, about my connection to Vivi when she would get all blushy and she wouldn't talk about it, that's why she was getting like that.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Another thing that I really wish somebody asked me about is actually in Martialis's room, which was the books on a shelf. Which was I see books on the school history, which would have told people that he knew about, he was supposed to know about the tunnels underneath the dorm. The vineyard, it has vineyards, winemakers, and just Tuscany.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Z. And I said, why only Tuscany? Why not Kubiso? Nobody knows about Kubiso. I think more people should know about it. And it quite literally was just me looking up a random French village in France and just going, let's go with this one.
And then we discussed that Kubiso is Martialis's favorite hiding place when he wants to get away from his parents, because rich boy hiding places. He goes to a completely different country to go hide from his parents.
Darn rich. You're gonna pull out my Haruhi on you.
He just jumps on a private jet and flies to France.
I would say one of my favorites from Kala's room was the framed photos, which is, wow, she has a lot of loved ones. Let's see, an old couple, small Kala, and a lady that looks like her, and more victims. I mean, children to teach one day.
Victims.
There was a box of supplies labeled for entertaining lovers.
Oh, I got asked about that a lot, but I wasn't discussing it.
I wrote, I would just give them food, but hey. Go ahead. I say, well, my response to that would be, I would just give them food, but hey, you use what you have to use. For some, it's food. For others, it's whatever is in that drawer labeled supplies for entertaining lovers. To each their own, I guess.
And what would you be using to entertain lovers, Kala?
I told you're not ready to learn about these things, Martialis.
Again,
Keep trying
sex
to get
ed.
out of that class.
Sex ed.
Yep. You're gonna have to take that class first.
I just imagine Kala just patting Lena on the head and just not telling her anything as she asks about.
One of
like pet. Maybe when you're a little bit older.
A little older, sweetie. Yep.
One of my favorites from Alexander's rooms was the rubber duck, which I wrote, I believe this is a reference to one of Alexander's favorite murders of the past, where someone was killed by a rubber duck. I don't know how they were killed by a rubber duck, but it was how they did it. And I'm still trying to figure out how they succeeded to this day. Or it could be the programming technique, but I like to think it's the murder.
Of course you do.
Listen, you can't discount rubber ducking. It
I'm
is a valid debugging technique.
Yes.
That's right.
I am disappointed, however, I never got to reveal the entire list of books on Alexander's shelf. I am kind of sad about that one.
There's a lot of books.
Why
Why would you want to pay attention to the books that aren't about murder when clearly he's got a bunch of books on how to murder people and get away with it?
And then in Gunner's room, there's a couple that I liked, which was the 31 chokers, and I said they all look the same, and each is labeled as a different day too, like day of the month. Wow. And then the other one that I liked was the conspiracy board. I know at one point that Gunner's voice actor, Fina, was thinking about making an actual conspiracy board.
Actual board, yeah.
So I think that was funny. But there's a lot of things that I wish people would have asked about, whether for the murder or against. And it was just one of those like, oh yes, the poster in Melina's room. Oh my god. So there's a poster in Melina's room that if someone had asked me about, I would have responded, it seems to say eat the rich in Russian, which is weird because Melina is friends with Martialis.
I don't think I would taste very nice.
I think for future plans, because I would like to do this again, I think that I want to make sure that all of the descriptions I write are actually given, because I was expecting more people to actually ask about things rather than just take it at face value.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll do less characters or more characters. I think I'll probably do less.
I'm gonna say 6 is pretty big, you know. That's for something like I think that would be like, I don't know that you'd want to go too many more for sure.
I think I'd probably want to do 3 or 4.
You know.
Yeah, I think even outside of the aspect of solving the mystery, it's more just like D&D. It's hard to schedule. The more people you add, the harder it is to.
And just I think for future ones, if we can. I mean, I think one of the problems we had this time is that this is a really busy week.
It is.
With events for Halloween and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we may want to either look at trying to pick a week that's a little further away from.
I'm thinking the next one will probably be in like February. Is my plan.
Then,
I was gonna say mind you, the last few months of the year generally tend to be busy because people start preparing for Christmas and Thanksgiving and whatnot.
Yeah. But we also may want to try to get people. We also may want to try to get people to like sign up to come to the chats, just because it was just I enjoyed chatting with us. I mean, it was fun, but. It would have been really.
It would have been nice to have more people.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
visitors. So we might want to try to push out there earlier the idea of, hey, you can sign up for an appointment or a time to talk with
like a one-on-one discussion or a group discussion kind of thing.
Yeah. Get more people to buy in advance so that we know that we'll have people when we're on.
I also think a lot of people who like murder mysteries are the people involved.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, the people who would have sat there solving murders like you guys are already in it.
Already in it.
So that's why I am wondering if it would be easier if I just posted all of the timelines for different characters, etc. And then people only had to ask me questions, But that's the other thing. It's a whole logistics.
Yeah.
With the booking thing.
I think if I were to do that, I'd have someone else work with me, so that way I wasn't the only one answering questions.
Yeah, I'm with Alex on this. I think it'd be a lot because you're doing like
Oh,
how many other things, and then you're
what
working
I
Yeah.
as
was
well.
going to
So
say though is, while it would be a lot for you, it would also be easier in the sense of like when people are asking questions, they're not beholden to whether or not the voice actor is around and
Available.
answering things. Like Gunnar, I don't know that he saw the last few questions for him, where other people might have responded immediately, so they get kind of a skewed part of the narrative just based on who's available to.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is why if I'm gonna do this next time, it'll probably be like 3 or 4.
And then it's also like,
what-
are the lack of answers or whatever, is that an end character response and like that's a clue itself, or is it just that the actor isn't available?
Yeah.
Right.
But I would say it was a lot of fun to write, and I was definitely. While I was expecting more people to participate, I also understand the time of year that I've done this, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
but it
bonus
was
is
a
people are
fun
in the
lead up
spooky
to
mood.
Halloween.
Yep.
It was a fun lead up to Halloween, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
And I'm glad that the people who did participate enjoyed, because it definitely seemed like the people who were asking questions very much enjoyed it. I know that I enjoyed writing it,
Good.
because I've always wanted to do something like this. It is something I've been wanting to do
Also-
for years, and here I got the chance to be able to do so, and I'm very proud of that.
Also, if I can branch off Kala's idea for booking discussion times, blah blah blah, it's also good for those of us like me and I think Filet and Prince are in the UK that have funny time zones.
Yeah.
Whereas I think most of the, not all, but most of the people in this Discord are American or Canadian or thereabouts.
So I can
relatively similar-
promise you that.
Relatively similar time zones, whereas,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
for actor sign up, just being more clear on what level of commitment, like making characters and being around even leading up. Like maybe some people didn't realize how much time they would be putting into it versus how much time they actually had
Yeah.
to put into it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which
Yeah.
again,
It was pretty fun.
And this,
It was
I mean, we had this was a big learning curve. We had to see how it would work, what it would do, and we're getting a lot
I
of
would say
lessons.
I wasn't
Fun
guaranteeing that this was going to work, and I'm so proud that it basically had worked.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty fun that you gave us a sort of base for the characters, and then we were allowed to sort of
Oh
put
yeah.
our own sort of twist on the characters,
So-
but still sticking within the base
Yeah,
of what
I
you
enjoyed it.
put.
I had
It
a
just
reason
might
for
be
that.
unexpected for some people to
Yeah.
like, oh wait, I signed up for this, but I didn't realize how much like
Yeah.
prep I would have to put in.
Yeah.
So what
I was so
I had done was I had gone on behind the names.com, and they have a person generator where it basically generates a random person. And so I had generated like random people, and I chose which ones I wanted to use, and then I gave them a specific trait that I wanted them to have. For example, Kala, I wanted to have grown up around bars in the Red Life District. Or Gunnar, who was just always confused about everything.
Yep.
And I gave that to you guys, and I just let you go off with it because I knew that you would be able to play a character better if you created most of the character.
Yeah.
I gave you what I needed, which was a basic idea of who they are, their name, and like what I need them to have. But then I proceeded to let you have free reign of everything else. And I think that turned out well. I think it brought life into the characters that I definitely would not have been able to give life to.
We would have less jokes without that having.
Absolutely.
Very true.
and I don't think the ship zag would exist either.
I don't think the ship zag would have existed otherwise.
And I'm never going to be able to look at grasshoppers the same now.
Yeah, really. I got to give props, by the way, to all of my fellow voice actors here. Y'all did an amazing job with just
Agreed.
characterization and making these people really kind of take on a life of their own. They were really fantastic.
And don't think that
my
you've seen the last of these characters. Don't think that River Kuma isn't going to bring them back later.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
But I do have to say that, like, getting to work with you at different aspects of writing this stuff. For example, Melina had dropped in when I was working on putting things in people's rooms, and so we fleshed out their room a lot. For example, the grasshopper thing came from me mentioning how I had a friend who wrote an entire PowerPoint of why he hates koalas. And why he thinks they should go extinct. One of those reasons being that they pee chlamydia.
Okay.
Like, he sat us down and he has, like, a whole PowerPoint, and I'm not even joking. It's like, this is something he did. And I mentioned it, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Melina had that one thing that she hated more than anything because of the fact, just for some random reason.
The next person murders wearing a grasshopper shirt.
Really?
It was Melina, but she's not even here.
See,
Also kills
so
the shirt.
I think Alexander and I were talking about this the other night, and like, if it had been Melina that was the murderer, initially, yeah, it's like Vivi could have been, mean to her and then she snapped or whatever. Or alternatively, there could have been a grasshopper that she was trying to kill, and Vivi unfortunately was in the way.
That would have been funny. But I feel like
just trying to help.
I feel like Melina would have owned up to that pretty much immediately.
First great look, but there was a grasshopper on her.
It was an accident.
I was trying to kill the grasshopper and she just got in the way.
I had ideas if I was ever to do like Danganronpa style executions. I had ideas of what everybody's would be.
Oh no.
Obviously, we'll start with the actual murderer, Rainbow. Rainbow's, I had plans for being on a stage with her mouth like sewn shut. Or just something preventing her from being able to sing and just standing up in front of an audience of people booing at her because she's not singing.
There you go.
Which would then lead to basically a riot and she gets trampled. That was my idea for Rainbow. For Gunner, it was just he got caught up in his conspiracy board that he ended up tying himself up. And then having the entire conspiracy board basically crush him. We're talking Danganronpa style executions here. Come on.
True.
For Martialis, it would be taking away all of his money and putting him out on the street and basically freezing him to death.
Dang. Harsh.
Well, yeah, again, Danganronpa was not known for being easy on their murderers.
Yeah, really.
Alexander would have been a test. That if he fails, he ended. I would say, every time he got a question wrong, it was another electric shock. So it was the Milgram experiment, basically. But
Nice.
this time, instead of an actor, it was him, and he was actually getting shocked.
Oh gosh.
For Kala,
Oh no.
well, it would start off giving her basically a very stuffy, very, like, princessy type dress, and basically, it would basically be suffocation, by corset.
Ooh.
Wow.
You don't need to breathe. It's fine.
It's optional.
But that's the thing is, for Kala, it's everything she hated about Martialis, which was the money and all the princessy, rich stuff. And then add in the corset and she,
I mean, didn't you hear you can go a week without breathing? It's just a pride.
That's right.
apparently you can go a week without breathing.
Without breathing, yep.
And then, for Melina, it would have been an incinerator. It would have been in an oven. Baked with her own baked goods.
Gosh. That's just horrible.
But that is the like Danganronpa style executions that I thought of for like
And
each
then
of the
Martial
characters.
comes along and these cookies taste different.
Mhm.
But yeah, so
Said rich, but instead the rich ate her.
eat the rich eat her. I never came up with like names for the executions like Danganronpa did. It was just something that I had thought of for a while, thinking it would be an interesting, thing to do.
End of the story. Yeah, really.
Yeah. But otherwise, I genuinely enjoyed what I did. I definitely will have more planning go into the next one. Considering the character bases have already been made for the next one.
Yep.
So, can we do those introductions now?
Oh.
Oh, we lost Melina again.
Melina, welcome back from the void.
Melina's picking up a Kuba!
Ah!
Ah!
But, we'll
Melina
do those
knows
of...
the magic.
I think that maybe I will do, I'm hoping to stream more now that this is over, and my job has kind of settled, which means that I should be able to, like, play more games with everybody, and also, like, if we ever wanted to do something that, like this again, where we bring the characters back for a night just for fun, I think that would be fun.
We should do, like, a game night with, like, the other members of the Discord, or anyone who wants to join, and just do a game night where the 6 of us, if we can all make it, or the 4 of us, the 4 main ones. Are
Obviously
just
the
in
main
character.
ones.
The 4 main ones are just in character with everyone else. Be
Let's
funny.
say, and I would say we have a game night coming up for Gartic Phone. We're doing Gartic Phone, so that'll be fun. But yeah, no. Does anybody have anything they want to say out of character, like just in general?
Thanks for putting this on.
Yeah, just thank you so much for everything. This has
And
been.
thanks for letting us enjoy it to the fullest extent that I'm pretty sure we all have.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I say my chat has to understand they wrote a fan fiction, basically. I swear that I can just copy paste into Wattpad. Like, they wrote a whole soap opera, and I loved every second of it. Oh my god.
Getting into character, more or less.
Yeah, but it was great, and it fit so well. And it had nothing to do with the murder mystery or anything. It was just fun.
Yeah, just us trying to get a handle on who these people were and how they related to one another.
And I think
And I kind of grew a little fond of Martialis, to be honest.
I would have been sad if any of them were the
Calla cracks me
killer.
up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like if Calla was the murderer, I know I would have been like upset.
so.
I think Martialis would have been devastated, but he just, don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. I'm not devastated. You can't see it on my face.
So I wanna speak a little bit about that actually. Now that because you've reminded me of it, I sat down. So it should be said that Vivi is a real person. She is a friend of mine. And when I mentioned that I was writing a murder mystery and I hadn't figured out who I was going to kill or how I was going to do it, she's like, "Can I be the first?" I have like the text messages of like what she said to me when I mentioned it because it was so funny. Cuz all it was I was mentioning the murder mystery to her. Because it was back in August. And let's see, where is it? Where is it? Nope, that was me being throttled with affection. Here it is. I said, for now I am working on a murder mystery for my Discord. I found a name generator / person maker basically online, so it's so useful. And she goes, "Can I be in it? I want to get nerfed. Fucking first girl activities." I said, would you like me to base the person who was murdered after you? I would totally do that for you. And she goes, the dumb whore who dies first because she had cleavage showing. Yes, please. And I want you to understand, because this was hilarious to me, what she sent to me, because after I said I would do it, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna send it to you in the group chat that we have. These are the two pictures she sent to me. And and that was what she wanted, and I was like, okay.
Alrighty.
But I modeled the person who was murdered after her. And she drew her own death. She's a fine arts major who graduates in spring.
Cool.
I cannot wait to see her final art gallery. It'll be so cool. But she was very excited about this, and so I went and visited her back in September. And we sat down and talked about how we were going to do this, and we started bouncing ideas off of each other like we normally do. And she brought up how she wanted someone to kill her who the reason for killing her had nothing to do with her specifically.
Yeah.
She wanted to make sure the person who murdered her because of some other reason. She just happened to be the trigger.
Wow.
So that's why we came up with the Grammy in her room, which was her friends gave it to her as a joke because she's not a singer, she's a painter.
Mhm.
So it was more interesting. We thought it was more interesting that way, and so that's how we came up with Rainbow being the murderer, and Rainbow's known that they were the murderer ever since. So Rainbow's known for over a month and a half now
It's a long time.
that they were the murderer.
Wow.
I appreciate them not RPing to the extent where we would have been really sad.
Yeah. I did at one point think to make Kala to the murderer. I did genuinely think that at one point. I also thought about Alexander. I thought Kala mostly because she would have seen, dead bodies before, etc. And obviously being the main cook of the group, very easily could have just poisoned her and then, axed her just to make sure the job was done. Alexander, I thought was a great idea because I love the idea of Alexander was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do this just to see what it's like. For research purposes.
Just to have the experience.
Yeah.
Gotta try most things once, right?
Exactly. Just like parties, you have to go at least once to say you don't like it. You can't just say you don't like it.
Out of all the things to try once, murder is definitely not on my list.
Well, that's good to know.
But
Preferable, really.
But that is basically how it all started, was I started with the characters before I did anything else. I'm glad that I did, because it gave you guys enough time to be able to flesh them out, before I did anything else.
And then try them out, as far as interactions between each other for a little while.
Yeah. I wanted to be able to make sure that anyone who was involved felt comfortable. I wanted to make sure you guys felt comfortable with your own characters, etc., and stuff like that. So I very much enjoyed writing this. I very much enjoyed interacting with you guys as the headmaster.
These kids are gonna have trauma now.
There will always be trauma. as headmaster, here's what I would be doing. What classes I would give each of these characters now that I know what they need. Alexander would get social etiquette classes, as well as body language and tone classes, to be able to understand other people's tones as well as their own. Kala, I think I would just give regular school classes. Mostly because Kala's probably one of the more well-rounded characters. There isn't any, like, specialty classes that I can think of that Kala needs.
Gotcha.
Except for just therapy in general. Because I would say... Well, more of because of their background, you know, growing up that way is not easy, and so, you know, therapy. For Melina, I would put in sex ed. I would also probably put into regular school classes as well, because they obviously, you know, they're gonna need it. Whereas Alexander doesn't need regular school classes as much as he needs other things. For Martialis, I would put in social etiquette, sex ed, as well as budget.
I'm sharing with Melina, but actually, no, never mind. I forget I said that.
As well as budgeting 101.
Home ec.
So one boy
Yeah.
and one girl are doing sex ed.
I haven't gotten all the way down the list yet, have I? Gunnar would also get sex ed because the boy's confused about everything.
That should not blow up a microwave.
Home
Has
ec.
he used a toaster yet?
Home
We
ec?
want to keep the toaster away from.
Yeah, home ec. We need a home ec class for
Let's
Marty.
say home ec goes for Marty too.
We might need
The toaster was going to be on my next thing to
I
learn.
don't know if we want to expose Marty and Gunnar to each other more.
But no, Gunnar needs home ec classes as well.
They need different times in the schedule.
Yeah,
Well,
really.
Fair. But Gunnar needs therapy.
But I'm experimenting.
I would say Martialis needs therapy. Gunnar needs therapy. I think Gunnar also. I would want social etiquette classes. Mostly because like he's confused all the time, so it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't understand when he was being lied to or taken advantage of, and so I'd want to teach him that. Rainbow
Martialis would probably do well in therapy. Otherwise, he'll be going home and like, I know how to kill my mother and get away with it.
Rainbow.
I did not get away with it right now.
That's it. Rainbow would be how not to murder someone 101. But would also get therapy. They have their own, obviously, choir class because that's what they really wanted in general. They would get therapy and sex ed.
Just wait till Marty learns how to use the trash box, which is also an incinerator.
We don't need a Dobby cosplay, no. Not the Dobby cosplay. But anyway. But
When
yeah.
it comes out all black,
Yeah.
what were you doing? I was
Yeah.
learning to use the trash.
We have that Dobby joke, but then we also have that sock in the bathroom.
Oh
Definitely.
yes. So the sock in the men's bathroom, what I wrote for it because it was something that I noticed while at college was there was always that one like clothes item that randomly appears one day and no one will claim it. And it'll just stay there the entire semester. And so for the random sock in the men's bathroom, I wrote every dorm has that one piece of clothing that randomly appeared one day and no one will claim. This sock is it. It's just a plain sock, black in color, or shade for those picky art people, and no one seems to want to claim it. And I thought it was funny that when I had mentioned it in one of the voice calls, Gunnar was like, "Oh, that's mine." I was like, "Well, now someone's claimed it."
Now
What
it's
was that stain? Was that also just Gunnar claiming something, or was that
Oh,
actually?
there is a stain in the dining room. It was just somebody spilled spaghetti sauce at one point.
Okay.
That I mean,
Gunnar claimed that too.
yeah. So Gunnar claimed a lot of things. That doesn't mean Gunnar actually it's actually Gunnar's fault.
He's just like, that sounds like something I would do. They're just conspiracies about himself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, Gunnar very much was a 1 + 1 = 27 type person. Where, like, there was a connection somewhere, he just didn't know where. But I very much enjoyed putting this together. I'm glad that you guys had fun doing it. I will definitely be doing it again. Just, I'm taking at least a month off now. Because, I don't know about you guys, but I have been so stressed and anxious up to this point, and just... I need a break.
I was nervous as hell because I was like, how am I going to do an Italian accent and be able to hold on to it?
Honestly, I did tell you guys that accents weren't necessary, but you guys really wanted to, and I'm so proud of you guys for that, too.
It was pretty fun, actually.
I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it, and especially since this is a voice acting server. It's not even a voice acting server, it's just a server for a voice actor. But, like, I wanted to give people the chance to, you know, try voice acting in something that's a very low stakes.
It was fun.
I'm
I
glad
thought
you guys
we enjoyed it.
Ah, we lost Kala to the void.
Kala knows the magic.
I'm wondering if it's this server that has the problem with losing people to the void.
It
'Cause
wasn't.
It's all different people.
I was talking and it wasn't picking me up, so I bounced
Yeah,
out.
that's the void.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the void.
But
Yep.
no, I had the issue on other servers too.
Okay,
It's
so
actually
it's
better now
Discord.
after I reset
Once
everything.
in a while.
Good. Alright. Well, does anyone want to say anything before I, like, sign off for streaming? At the very least.
Just thank you to everybody. I mean, this was really great fun, and like I hope next time that we can, you know, build a bigger base and get more people involved.
It would be nice. I would say, I'm hoping with the more people who join the server, the more people who want to participate. So, anyway.
The posters using my face, we could get to more people.
Well, alright. Goodbye, everybody!
like I said, I got very attached to Marcellus. Bye bye.
Yoink.
All right.